Hey, good morning. Oh, there's the cameras over there. Good morning. We had to turn things around a little bit this Friday morning. I know it's cold out. Don't complain. It's going to be okay. Maybe a big snowstorm tomorrow night. Whoa. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. I don't play a weatherman on TV or at any other time. I am happen to be your host this morning from Circuit World in Blue Ridge. Beautiful day here, downtown Blue Ridge. Jeremy, you gave me all these retro products. Now, what is an NSS Classic Edition Nintendo? Because it's retro, right? All these games are downloaded on here?
Yeah, the old school Nintendo game.
Old school Nintendo. And then what is this Super Nintendo Entertainment? Is this old school also?
Exactly.
Super Mario, Donkey Kong?
Yep.
Okay, well, we're going old school today. That's what we'll have to do. Maybe Dr. Whaley and I are going old school this morning with these. Folks, Friday morning, we have a great lineup here. We have Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. He will be in here just a minute. I got some questions this morning from you out there that Dr. Whaley is going to answer. And then right after that, we have the All-Star Political Panel with Rick, Jane. We have everybody's here today. Rick, Jane, Bruce, Candace, myself. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. But we have the All-Star Political Panel. We might have a couple things to talk about. Right after that, we have North Georgia Senior Living with Jessie Barton from the Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. And she is bringing a guest this morning, Megan Jones. Megan Jones is a Director of Fan and Regional Physical Therapy. And we're going to talk about moving as you age, the importance of moving. So that's coming up. That's going to be at 9:25, and then at 9:45 we round out the day and start our great weekend here in North Georgia with the Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. See if I can get all that together so you don't want to miss. Great show. Now, before we get Dr. Whaley in here, we are dealing with government shutdown. Okay, and if you turn on any of the networks out there, the crisis of a government shutdown and 800,000 federal employees may not get their paycheck today. Well, let me just be clear. Don't fall for this. Just don't. We'll talk about it in the panel. Now, yes, are there possibly 800,000 federal employees that are tied into this government shutdown? First of all, I have said all week long, it's amazing to me that this partial government shutdown has exposed that includes 800,000 government employees. Two, today would be the first day they don't get a paycheck. Today would be the first day. So there's other reasons, and I don't want to be insensitive, okay? I promise that's not me. I'm not being insensitive. And there are several involved in this government shutdown that we probably do need on the job. But for the most part, and I say that, any network that highlights somebody saying, well, I can't make my mortgage payment and I don't know where I will live, or I can't make my car payment and I don't know, I'm going to have to sell my car, or I can't buy my medicine this week, they're sensationalizing the whole entire thing. Because first of all, if you're making your mortgage payment and this week you don't get paid and you're not able to send the mortgage payment in tomorrow, you call the mortgage company and you are not going to be foreclosed on for most states, 45 days, your first notice, 90 days. So don't fall for any of that, okay? So if people in the government that work there, they're paying their bills, and that's up to them. That's their personal business of what they do with their money. Today is not the day they have to sell their car. Today is not the day they have to move out of their house. And today is not the day they have to go without medication. That's all sensationalized to try to create something that doesn't exist. But what does exist is the crisis on the southern border, not just my opinion. And we're going to talk about Sergeant Singh, okay, that was murdered, and his brother yesterday on the southern border with the President of the United States. So there's a lot to go over there. Just don't fall for the hype today that everybody's going to be put out in the cold and the weather because the government did not send, how about that? The government did not send me a check, so my life is over. Don't fall for the sensationalizing from the networks. Don't want to run too long. Take a break here. Dr. Whaley will be here right after this, and we'll talk more about that with the All-Star Political Panel. I'm your host, BKP. We are at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Take us to break, Josh. Dr. Whaley on the other side.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers, and North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little,
Okay, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. We're at Circuit World here at Blue Ridge, Georgia. A beautiful Friday morning, and it's now time for Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley, brought to you by Georgia Cancer Research Center, affiliated with Northside Hospital. How are you today, Dr. Whaley?
Great. Yourself?
Good. We have, that is a very nice red, white, and blue tie. Very nice.
I'm wearing that actually in honor of a very senior physician who died in Atlanta. His name's Ernest Beasley. Ernest was in his 90s, saw patients till he was 89. He was an enlisted man in World War II, came back, went to medical school, was in the reserves, got married, and 2 weeks later they sent him to Korea. So he was he did his part. He was always interested in conservative things and in military service. So anyway, I'm going to run down to Atlanta tonight, wear my tie in honor of Ernest Beasley, the elder. Because Ernest Beasley, the younger, his son, still has his practice. So
well, that's a very nice tie. I mean, you know, that's a nice tie. I like that.
I appreciate it.
I like that flag this morning.
Hey,
yes, sir.
You're going to have a pet as part of the All-Star panel. Is that what I heard? There's going to be a pet of the week and the All-Star panel on here together, or is that different?
No.
Oh, it's different. Okay.
Okay.
There's no puppy dog here for the.
No. But
Okay.
we could do that. That would change things
Yeah,
up.
Jay would love it. Yeah. All right. Okay. Go.
Our first question today, and this comes again. We thank Georgia Cancer Research Center, affiliated with Northside Hospital, and I'm going to read it and I'm going to try it. And I know I have these syllables backwards and they're not working, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have been having severe and chronic stomach and digestive troubles. So as part of the treatment course, the doctors just took a biopsy. They said the test results should show intestinal
Metaplasia.
Intestinal metaplasia. And I understand that this is a warning for future stomach cancer, but is metaplasia but what is metaplasia? How do I fight it?
All right. First of all, this is a really good question. I kind of like the question that opens up the spectrum of things that at the end of the day can be serious and cause cancer. And this issue here, first of all, you don't fight it yourself. If you have intestinal metaplasia, you're going to be in the hands of a good gastroenterologist, and it is going to be a continuing program of observation and maybe testing. So show that first picture if you would, Josh. This picture, BKP, we're showing it just because of the beautiful blue and purple colors. But this is a biopsy of a stomach that has a whole bunch of glands and stuff in there that doesn't look like what you see when you watch those commercials on television about the Zantac and everything.
Right.
And it shows the little hairs in there. So metaplasia means that the surface of the stomach lining has been changed. That's plagia. And generally it is associated with a loss of stomach acid. So you don't make the normal stomach acid. Intestinal metaplasia does not cause any symptoms. You would not have, what would she say here, severe and chronic stomach and digestive problems from the intestinal metaplasia. The fact that you don't have any acid in the stomach would mean then that bacteria and things that you normally eat that your stomach is going to kill before they get into your small bowel because of the acid don't get killed. So you get bacterial overgrowth in the stomach. You can then become anemic. You can bloat, you can belch and all of that. Well, that's not the intestinal metaplasia, that's the low gastric acid. So we'll begin with the fact that the metaplasia can be anything from just a small amount in a small piece of the stomach. We're going to show something in just a minute, or involve the entire stomach, but it's not causing your symptoms. Josh, if you would next show that big old chart. I love to show these charts because what they tell you is there's a pathway. So here we know this patient has a gastric biopsy that shows metaplasia. The very first thing you do is look for that bacteria that causes ulcers. You remember me talking about that? So if you've got that bacteria, you treat it, the metaplasia may go away. So that is, how do I fight it? Frequently then, that means that it's not permanent metaplasia, it's the result of that bacteria. But after that has been done, the next question you've got to answer is this an isolated thing or is it extensive? So Josh, you're going to show that next picture. This is easy to see. This is a map of the stomach. So you really want to know how much of the stomach is involved with intestinal metaplasia. And if you just have one biopsy that shows that, is it worth going back and biopsying all parts of the stomach to make a map of how much of the stomach's involved? And the risk of cancer from intestinal metaplasia is really quite low, all right? The overall progression to gastric cancer and intestinal metaplasia is overall low. That's 2.5 cases per 1,000 person years. Now that's a strange way of putting it, isn't it? But it depends upon what are your real risk factors. The biggest risk factors are actually sort of racial, ethnic, and dietary. You know, it was just a few weeks ago I talked about the fact that people who eat Japanese hibachi type diets get more in the way of gastric cancer and that stuff about buying your steak and putting it on the charcoal broiler. So if you are non-Caucasian, and particularly if you happen to be Asian and first generation, if you are it's not your parents came over here from Japan or somewhere, or your parents came from the mountains of South America or from the mountains of Africa, even if you were born here, you're at increased risk of gastric cancer from intestinal metaplasia. So you've got to look at the risk factors in terms of genetics. Did anybody in your family have gastric cancer before? What is your ethnic background? What is your diet like? But if you have hit any of those risk factors there, then that gastroenterologist is going to go back, and sometime within the first 18 to 36 months, he's going to go back in here and make that map. Then once he's got that map, if there's only one little piece that's involved with intestinal metaplasia, you really don't need to do anything. You're going to make sure that make sure that you're not doing anything that's going to hurt your stomach, but you don't have to do anything specific. But if you've got a significant portion of the stomach, you'll notice they got a little line there.
Right.
If you've got the upper stomach and the lower stomach both involved, they're going to do a scope job every couple of years. They're going to biopsy you every couple of years because they're going to be monitoring the chances that you get gastric cancer. But you got to go back. 2.5 cases per 1,000 patient years is not a very high risk, but it's certainly a lot greater risk than the average guy. So there's no specific drug to treat it. You really are going to get into a monitoring program by a good gastroenterologist. The symptoms that you were having that got you to this diagnosis are not caused by the metaplasia, but may be caused, as I say, by the bacterial overgrowth for not having enough gastric acid. Well, in that situation, they're going to treat the bacterial overgrowth with antibiotics. They're going to have to give you vitamin B12 shots because you don't make vitamin B12 if you don't have any stomach acid. So they'll be treating those things and treating your bloating. But basically, at the end of the day, once you've got intestinal metaplasia, you've got to be in the hands of a gastroenterologist that does scoping, and you're going to be out of the hands of Dr. Tidman or anybody like that, and you don't fight it so much as you observe the course of it. Is that too much, or is that all right?
That's all right.
Josh, that okay? Got it?
I think we
that
got
was
that.
a pretty picture, wasn't it?
I think we got that.
All right. Okay,
and
don't want to get you.
No, I think we have that. Georgia, we want to thank Georgia Cancer Research Center affiliated with Northside Hospital for this segment, and they bring us our second question of the day. What could be causing pain in the left side of my head and ringing in my left ear?
All right, we want to separate the two.
Okay.
All right. We're going to separate the two because tinnitus, which is the ringing in the ear, is an extremely common condition. Hey, how many people do you know complain of ringing in your ear? Okay, we've got 6 adults here, 5 of which are over the age of 40, and 1 of them raised their hand. Well, that's exactly the right number. 50 million people in the United States have tinnitus, continuing tinnitus. That 1/4 of them, that'd be 12.5 million, it actually interferes with the quality of their life and their daily activity.
All right, slow down. So we're dealing with ringing in the ear right now. Now, people say ringing in the ear. Now,
let's say ears.
Ears. Okay, is it equal to buzzing?
Yes, same thing.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's lots of different ways of describing it. So,
because there's times I have just that minor buzz, not catch a minor buzz. Whoa, for those on TV. I mean, in the ear. Just minor.
I understand. At the age of 50, your hearing begins to deteriorate as your acoustic nerve apparatus begins to deteriorate. All right, since I just said acoustic nerve apparatus, it's time to put up this next plot here. All right. Now, you can't answer that there unless there's a national emergency. You got to look at this complicated diagram you got here. It's got up on the screen where everybody can see it. Okay, at the top of the diagram are 2 circles there. That's the auditory cortex. That's the part of the back of the brain that listens to your ear. And way down here in the bottom on the left, that little plug that you see, that's the actual ear mechanism itself. This little next thing here where it says cochlear nucleus, that's where Rush Limbaugh has that thing.
Right,
implanted
cochlear
in
implant.
Right. Yeah, okay. So anywhere along this apparatus, something can go wrong and can cause the ringing in the ears. But the most common about the ringing in the ears, you can take that down, Josh, it's too complicated. But the most common part of ringing in the ears is an S, ringing in both ears. And that is what generally this 50 million people are complaining about. It can occur because of medications that you take. For example, aspirin, if you take too many, makes you ring in your ears. At the age of 50, everybody's hearing begins to deteriorate, so these fancy stereos in here that have all this 20,000 cycles per second are wasted on me because I don't hear too terribly well. And when your hearing begins to deteriorate and those nerves begin to wear out, the result is a ringing in the ears. All right, so we aren't to this question here yet. This question is a unilateral, 1 ear only, left ear, doesn't hear well.
Right, okay.
All right. So that tells you that it's not a systemic thing like my ears are getting old, or it's a medication, or it's a sinus congestion or something like that. There is probably something in either the ear itself where the bones are, or in that process of nerves that runs all the way to the brain that's amiss. So this is something that you've actually got to get in the hands. Family doc can't do you any good. You got to get in the hands of an ear, nose, and throat physician. There's a guy down in Atlanta that has a whole institute on vertigo and ringing in the ears, and it becomes complicated. The fact that it's in 1 ear only says go get it looked at. Now, I had a physician's assistant who was actually the first physician's assistant in Georgia, who had an acoustic neuroma, which is, and I think we talked about that maybe 6-8 months ago. Acoustic neuroma is a little growth along the course of the nerve, not unlike the Morton's neuroma in your foot or the neuroma in your hand that causes pain, that is unilateral, can cause ringing in the ears, a decrease in hearing, and problem with balance. And that's a benign thing if it doesn't get big, but the only way to diagnose it is to get a scan of your brain. So the next question was about pain or sort of a unilateral headache. What it said was pain in the left side of the head. So you've got to dissect that out somewhat. But if they're talking about a pressure up here on the left side of your head and that ear's ringing, then the first thing you got to worry about is, do I have an acoustic neuroma? is there some sort of an anatomical thing in that one half of that chart that Josh was showing here a few minutes ago, and the number of things can be all the way from just sinus and eustachian tube in one ear, like you'd get if you went diving. But I got the sense from listening to this that it's not short term. I mean, when you listen to that question,
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't act like it's just a week, right?
Right.
It acts like it's a chronic condition.
It's a pain and a ringing, and it doesn't seem like it just happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So if it just happened or it's been there a week or two, it could be a sinus. Go see Dr. Tidman. But if you're talking about 3 months and it's getting gradually worse, and I got the sense it's doing that, it's bothering them.
Yes, that's
it's interfering with the quality of their life. Right?
I'll agree with that. It's not just something that just happened for 2 or 3 days. It's something that's really consistent.
Okay. Now, I went back over here and said 50 million people have got the tinnitus. It interferes with the quality of the life of only 25%. I've got the sense that it's interfering with the quality of life of this one. So that puts it in the more serious category that you need to be in the hands. And Tidman can send you to a good ENT, but it's going to have to be an ear, nose, and throat physician who's really kind of tuned in to the Rush Limbaugh-like physiology, and not just a guy who straightens out your septum and does a bunch of tonsillectomies. So you're looking at a subset of ear, nose, and throat physicians who have experience and expertise in this. Josh, was that too much? Okay, so it's as simple as something wrong with your sinus. If it's short term, it can be tumor on the nerve, if it's acoustic neuroma, or anything in between. But if it's lasted longer than a month or two, don't go see. Let your primary care doc send you to the ENT. Is that got it? Is that good enough?
Absolutely.
All right, we got that.
All right. Now, this is always at this time, Dr. Whaley shares with us something that may be new out there in the medical world that we need to know about. I do know they're putting, romaine lettuce back on the shelf today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're
so,
right.
And we've talked about that a while back. So what do you have for us today?
All right. Well, I got it every week here. Last week I was showing exercise decreases the chances of almost every kind of cancer. I hate to tell you, but in yesterday's, and I think you'll probably see this in the news the next day or two, increasing amounts of belly fat cause dementia. So this huge study is on people who live in England. So people who live in England are sort of culturally and genetically equivalent to us, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You got 10,000.
I'm staying with you so far.
Okay, you got. I mean, this is not 23andMe or any genetic stuff, but I mean, the Caucasian, Anglo-Saxon, Europeans. So
right.
there are 10,000 of them. That they measured the bulk of the brain and the degree of obesity over the course of a decade of life. And as obesity went up, brain density went down. And the people who remained at lean body weight, their brain density stayed the same. So that the fall in brain density was not equilibrated to the increase in 8 years in 10 years unless it was associated with an increase in body fat. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So baby, when your calories are going to make body fat, they're coming out of your brain. Is that terrible? All right, now.
Go right ahead.
All right, now, you heard this first 2 weeks ago, and it was a huge thing yesterday. I even saw it on Fox. That over the period of Christmas, as I told you, the flu epidemic hit. There's a lot of accelerated deaths that have started right after Thanksgiving. But there is, I've continually said, the difference between flu and a flu-like illness. The flu-like illness, there's an epidemic of it going around that the flu shot does not prevent. All right? It is the arbovirus that causes the common cold. When somebody is sick as a dog, their temperature's 103, and they feel like they've been hit by a 2x4, and they go to the emergency room or the primary care doc, they don't really need to have the swab test for the flu because clinically they've got the flu and they need to be treated. But this illness that gets you sick for the same amount of time, this illness is going around right now, the flu-like illness, has a 3-day to 3-week duration. Well, the real break-bone flu usually is a week to 3 weeks. So right now, when people say, well, flu shot doesn't protect against all sorts of flu, that's the second set of illnesses. And it's still, as of today, it's worth getting your flu shot. The epidemic is on an uptick, and if you get your flu shot now, maybe it'll keep you from having a bad case in March. And so that you'll hear a lot about that in this week. Anything else?
Sounds like that's about it.
All right.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Dr. Whaley. Don't forget, folks, out there, if you have a question for Dr. Whaley, you send it to info, I-N-F-O, info at fetchyournews.com. Put in the subject line there, Ask the Doc, and we'll get that to Dr. Whaley. Don't hesitate. Send any question, and we'll get those right over to Dr. Whaley. Info at fetchyournews.com. We want to thank Georgia Cancer Research Center, affiliated with Northside Hospital. I appreciate you very much every week doing this. I learned so much, and I know the viewers out there do also. I appreciate it.
Well, your All-Star panel's not going to have a dog with it, though.
No.
Maybe next week.
I don't know. We may have to add something in to get this thing livened up because, I don't know. We have nothing to talk about.
You said you had Pet of the Week, and this is, I thought the Pet of the Week was part of the thing.
This is plural.
Okay.
These are the pets.
All right, these are pets. All right.
All-Star Pets. Right after this, the All-Star panel. Wonder if we have anything to talk about. Rick, Bruce, Candace, and Jane are with us on the other side of these messages. Thank you very much, Dr. Whaley.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Hey folks, we're back and we're at Circuit World in Blue Ridge, Georgia. It's a beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. A little cold out there, but we don't have hard crosswinds and rain. It's
not cold, it's nippy.
Bruce called it nippy. We're going with it. And that would be Bruce right there. Bruce, Candace, Rick, and Jane, and myself, BKP. And it's time for the all-star political panel here from Circuit World. Well, okay, let's go with the first subject. Simple as that. Shutdown. Government shutdown. Today, 800,000 government employees will not be receiving their paychecks. Bruce, does the President of the United States declare a national emergency and use the money through that route to build a barrier on the southern border?
Any moment now, yes.
He does. But do you think he should?
Yes.
Okay.
I think his options are limited. This way he can open the government up, said I did that, and I got the wall going, and, it's going to get challenged, but so what? He's done it.
Okay, let's just say with the question, because I want to come back to that. Where does that leave?
I will take your follow-up.
Good morning.
Candace?
Glad you're back. Boy, am I glad you're back.
Candace, does he declare a national emergency, keep the government shut? What say you? What do you think he should do?
Well, I'm okay with the government being shut down, and I'm just real sorry for the people that don't get paid, but I'm more sorry for the people that can't go to work anymore that are dead. Like Pierce Corcoran that was killed in Tennessee by an illegal alien drunk driver. And I don't. He can go that route if he wants to. I think he should just keep the pressure on them to make them look stupider and stupider. Because that when they were in a press, she was in Nancy Pelosi was in a press conference yesterday, and this lady challenged her on the dead people that had died from the result of illegal alien. She's like, well, that's a tragedy, but we don't do, I mean, it just obviously goes straight over her head, and she doesn't care.
It's collateral damage.
It's collateral damage.
So you're saying...
I think that's the last resort. He can do it. I'm okay with it, but I'd rather him just keep the pressure on them for a little bit longer.
And what say you, Rick?
I don't agree with Bruce. I don't think he's going to go I think he's going to keep the pressure on the Dems to make them look, like Candace said, more stupid by the day.
Okay.
I think they're. I mean,
so do you?
Fox had a great article. Okay, first of all, the government employees, they're not getting paid. They have choices. They knew going in when they took this job that there were going to be probably sometimes when the government was shut down over political discourse. They knew that going in.
Well, several friends of ours, but one in particular, not to be rude and interrupt you, told both of us that when she worked for the government, they knew every year at the end of the year there was definitely a possibility that it would be time before funding was in place and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when you work for the government, you knew these kind of things.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I don't think he's going the the emergency route.
You think the government should stay shut down? Well, is that?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, we got an I don't care.
Yeah,
There we go.
I mean, truly, I don't.
Right. Okay. Last.
And I think I'm in the majority, by the way.
All the above.
I agree.
So, same thing with you. Do you think he should go with the national emergency, declare that, or stay with the shutdown until somebody breaks?
Well, I think he should do everything and anything to get them to negotiate in some way. He cannot back down. He cannot give in. And that may sound a little harsh, but you heard all that rigmarole, how he said, let's compromise, let's do this, and they said, no, 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 no. And you heard all McClatchy and all of them come out. This guy has got to stick to his guns. And I think he's going to call for a state of emergency within 2 or 3 days. That's just my gut. Fine and dandy. But what I can't understand is you watch the
I watched
Communist
them this morning.
Network.
Yeah,
Okay, so tell me this.
Morning, Joe.
I watched them this morning.
When just a few people, Rush and them and Hannity, are playing Obama saying it's an emergency, we got to close these borders. When they play that, and then you hear them standing up saying what they're saying now, it's mind-boggling. Did they play that on the mainstream?
No.
They
CNN,
never give you that side.
No, and I'm glad you asked, and that is why I do what I do, is because exactly the group, and I want to go back, but before we do, this group here, for those at home, we watch those clips. We watch those clips of Barack Obama, President Obama saying we must secure our southern border, a barrier. Schumer. You will not see those clips on CNN and MSNBC. You will not. I watched this morning, yesterday. You will not see those clips. They don't even refer to them as the time when they said that, and the Democrats are changing their mind now, and I say that. All right, back to you. You had the head shake the whole time. Everybody's talking, so you obviously have something very strong you want to get back in with on this.
No, just a point of observance that, I agree with everybody to some degree, but the mainstream media is going to spin the shutdown more and more and make it worse and worse. Even the number of people that go into the federal government jobs knowing there could be a shutdown, they're going to pick on the ones who moan and whine and cry on TV. And then I think public opinion is going to start to swing against Trump. So that's why I think he should pull the emergency trigger.
It's okay to declare an emergency when people want your money. When there's there's a national natural disaster or whatever, then it's okay. But anytime he has something he wants to get done and he passes an executive order or an emergency action, then it's all wrong, and we got to go to the Ninth Circus Court to get somebody to say that's not right.
Okay, let's say this. Let's switch a little bit. He goes to the border yesterday, and most of the networks, most of them, this morning at 5 o'clock, Trump makes glorified photo op appearance on the southern border. Okay?
I was asleep.
And we're seeing how Acosta, right, made a fool out of himself.
That was
Again.
that was
Yeah,
beautiful.
again.
That was
standing in front of a barrier
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
There's no
no
problem
crisis
here."
Well, guess what? You're standing on the side that they can't get to because there's a barrier. No wonder the town seems nice and calm. Okay?
Yeah, it seems sort of tranquil here.
And then
How stupid is that?
CNN this morning is talking about, or MSNBC, how they have a barrier, but they found tunnels. So if you just build a wall, they'll tunnel through. Okay, guess what? The babies are not going to tunnel through. The moms are not tunneling through. The drug people are tunneling through. And we can, I'm going to tell you something, if we can drop a 30,000 foot, 60,000 foot bunker buster somewhere, and we can do radar that can pick
Sonar.
up sonar, you're right, where these
They got
missions,
planes that do that. Just
right.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. That is part of a major package of border security. The wall can't be just it, but I thought that was humorous. But I think they're making fun. How strong of a signal, and do American people pick it up when Trump is sitting there yesterday, President of the United States, with Sergeant or Corporal Singh's brother.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Did you hear him
I
yesterday?
heard
Yes.
that. That was tragic.
How moving was that for you?
Very moving. I mean, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the brother obviously,
Right.
said all the things that were meaningful to them as a family, and the fact that the little baby's not going to see her dad again. I mean, it's just heartbreaking.
How moving was that for you yesterday?
Well, it was heartbreaking. I got teary. Your throat closes up, and no parent should see a child die. That's the hardest thing in the world. And the thing that gets me is how I'm going to call her Nancy instead of Pelosi. Nancy polluted. I like that. So,
Nancy and Sluggo. Bruce and I coined that the other day.
Sluggo, Nancy.
Nancy and Sluggo.
they can
It's
sit
an
there.
insult to a good comic.
And I'm thinking of our left-wing buddies. They see Trump say, these are the statistics from ICE, these are the statistics from da-da-da, and they say, those are wrong. Those are
She
just
rejects
wrong.
her facts.
They just say that, and, well, I know they get killed, but, we've got to think of the baby. She just gets right off the issue. And so I tweeted about 3 days ago. I hadn't tweeted in 2 or 3 months. Only lost 3 people. And so,
But who's counting?
I tweeted to Trump and said, I would like to see a town meeting and invite Chucky and Polluted and families, and I would like to see them face to face
Now, that's never
those
gonna
people.
happen.
Not gonna.
Right, it's not going to happen.
'Cause
And
they're
that
not-
could be a good thing.
Yeah.
They will never show.
They're going to refuse to come.
Right.
At least that makes them look that way. And I'm for bringing the cameras right back into the meetings,
I agree.
just like McClatchy said. And you know what? They're not going to have any meetings.
That's right.
Because
Then
they're
they'll
not
quit.
going to agree for, and then I think Trump can make a deal of that. I want you to know what's going on, people. I've invited them in with the camera, and they refuse to come to let you see what they're
Because
doing.
then they can't lie
I
on
think
him.
that's a good point.
Well, see, I think like watching, like you said, watching CNN and MSNBC, and how upsetting it is to me is, I think Corporal Singh's family and his brother is everything, and everything's a big word, everything that's right about legal immigration.
Right.
And
They're
the guy
dead.
that killed him and what's happening on the southern border is every reason why
We need the wall.
we have to protect our citizens. This man, he immigrated here from
Fiji.
So he immigrates here from Fiji, assimilates, learns the language,
Takes extra classes.
to learn English so he could be a law enforcement officer. Him, his brother, they are everything. And I don't know if, what did you call it, Nancy? Who?
Polluted.
I don't know if Nancy polluted and Sluggo, as Rick referred to him.
Thank you, Ross.
Okay, but I don't know if Nancy polluted and Sluggo, if they've looked and noticed the guy was not white.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Wait a minute. This guy is everything that's right about legal immigration that works. He's not white. His family's not white. So why is there no uproar and outrage that this man got killed from the left?
Because non-resident Indians,
non-resident Indians don't have the same.
No, I understand
status
that. I'm
is
just saying if you
black.
I don't know. I'm at a loss.
It's selective journalism.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking
Yeah.
about this for 3 years.
It doesn't
Okay.
serve their purpose.
How long before we got a couple subjects today. How long before the American people break on this issue because they're showing phony, yesterday they went to 5 different places. It to me showed phony protests. They're already showing the phony protests. They're getting, the left's getting people grouped together and phony protests, and they're finding people that said, a lady this morning on MSNBC said today she'll have to go sell her car.
In one day, kaboom.
Yeah, exactly.
Bada bing, bada
They just
boom.
missed one paycheck and she's going to have to sell her car?
Yeah.
Well, that's a lack of proper planning. In my
How
opinion.
dare you.
But there
I
was
know,
statistics.
I know.
How dare you
I tell you,
imply.
it's your responsibility to pay for your stuff.
But there was a statistic this week that 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, including federal employees. 78%.
Okay, but how long before Americans break on this? To where does the break?
Meaning we've
Yeah,
had-
what do you mean break?
No, well, all right,
We've
here we
had-
go. No, the American people. How long before the American people break on this, and which side will they break to? Will there be the outrage over this by Donald Trump, and will they break and just will American people side with the 800,000 and go after Donald Trump, regardless if he said he's going to take it, or is he selling? I'm doing what I can. You agree on border security, and it's worth staying the course until Nancy and Chuck agree. Where's that break?
I can tell you right now, and I can give you the math on it,
Go ahead.
because I wrote it down. There's the GoFundMe Build the Wall. The guy has raised $19,985,200. And I don't think that that's large donors. That's somebody like us giving $100, $50, $25. When you get that many people that are wanting to put their own money on something, people want the wall. I don't think they'll break. There'll always be these fake protests because you've got people like Soros paying people to go out and protest. And that's why they go. And they're not working because we don't have time to go out and protest. We're working. So that's the people that want the wall. And I think that they're going to hold pretty fast with Trump.
They started to talk about the call center at in Congress, and they started to show some stats. Overwhelmingly, the calls in favor of build the wall was.
There you go.
I think the group of undecided on this issue is very small. I think the people that are definitely for the wall and the people that are never Trump, and I think that's pretty hard and fast. So I don't think there's a big group of undecided.
Are
So
the
Washington-
undecideds uneducated?
Well,
or
whatever.
are they
I
just
don't-
stupid?
We just have 10 teeth.
I mean, what?
Because
that's
we're.
a rhetorical question.
I don't know.
I don't need an
All right,
answer.
But how many people watch mainstream media and the other night saw Trump for the first
believe
time?
what they hear.
8
Well,
minutes.
there's a lot of people that
Okay,
don't even
now
watch
wait a minute.
news.
You brought up exactly. You hit it exactly. People say, the next morning after that, the Morning Joe group, and they were like, why did he hijack all the media and demand time? Now this is what they were saying, and demand time when all he was doing was speaking to his Fox News audience.
Yeah.
Ones
And
with
you
10
hit
teeth.
exactly the truth of what happened. The reason the president did that, which I think he did an outstanding job in 8 minutes, the reason he did that, it forced those networks, because if you watch any of those other networks, you never hear a positive thing or the truth.
Right.
Okay,
That's
never
true.
is a big. You don't hear it. So he forced. If you're an MSNBC viewer ABC Nightly News,
CNN.
whatever you are, CNN, you watched him for 8 minutes that nobody said anything about him. And then immediately, how disgusting is it that
They allowed
call
them
him
to-
such a liar?
Yeah,
Isn't
they
that-
lied as they called him a liar. And then Nancy Pelosi, you've got the Department of Homeland Security Secretary giving her the facts. I reject your facts. She's like, it's not my facts. These are the facts. They're just like this. They're not going to see, they're not going to hear because it's a political ploy.
I think Pelosi is really, really just shooting herself in the foot
She's
every
going
time
for
she
broke,
opens
and
her
she's
trap.
gonna get
I hope
there.
So. But you just keep seeing them walking on down the road saying whatever they want. That's what's worrying me, is that the people that only watch the mainstream media, I guess they're all in, like we're all in. We believe that we're seeing the truth. That I get the other side from you. Plus, Hannity and them put that stuff on in little ins and
Like
outs.
the
That's
lady
only
doing her
thing I
nails when the
watch.
guy was
the
talking.
lady doing her nails.
That was about the most disrespectful bunch of excrement I have ever seen in my whole life.
happened?
The guy
Ana
was,
Navarro.
he was talking. There was a guy talking about the statistics of the wall and people that died and things like. And she's over there like
She's yawning and
It's all.
It was a fake
It was
thing. She-
canned, She
Yeah.
brings it up and just oh my
like,
God,
and
doing
she
my
rolling her
nails.
eyes.
I'm so bored with
And
all
he
this
said,
stuff.
"You can do your nails, but you know who can't do your nails? People like Kate Steinle and all that have been killed by illegal aliens. They can't do their
how
nails
offensive.
anymore."
Okay, well, let me ask you this question then. We pay attention, but it's not until things like this that we hear some different kind of statistics. How many Americans are taken back that a partial government shutdown equals 800,000 federal employees out of work? How many are taken back to hear that? I was blown away by
Meaning
that.
that's way too
yeah,
many government
like, whoa,
employees.
wait a minute.
And these are
How many do you
non-essential.
think? Do you think
Some
there's-
of them you can't even find. I mean, you can't get rid of them. I mean,
They're not essential.
They're-
Why do we
they're
need
appointed.
them anyway?
we don't.
well,
But anyway,
when they
that's
say
beside the
non-essential,
point,
these are the people that work in museums, national parks, the IRS. How can the IRS be
The
non-essential?
I have
IRS
a
is,
question.
the
Yeah,
IRS is
I-
going
I'm
to.
going to put all of you on the spot.
They're not.
Oh,
going
here
to
we
shut
go.
down.
Oh,
Ready?
good.
Start with her.
Ready.
This is what we get paid for.
That's
These
exactly
are why
right.
they
You
pay
ready?
us the
This
big
is-
bucks.
this is-
Wait, you're getting paid?
Relax.
Yeah, right.
We've been on
What's wrong with you? You
we've
shut
been on
up.
furlough for 3 years.
They're non-essential political commentators.
Non-essential. They don't get a check. It's a zero.
Here's your
I love
non-essential
it.
all-star panel, folks, right here.
MSNBC this morning. MSNBC this morning is claiming they will get a check and it has a zero on it. Yeah, they claim that the federal
They're going to
government
take
will
the money to print all
Well, no,
those.
they'll print it and you'll get an envelope with a zero.
How much that costs to
but,
print a
all right,
zero?
wait, slow down. So, let's lay this out. So, you had an opportunity to visit the National Mall this past week in Washington, D.C., and you're over there and you're taking a walk down through there, and you happen to have, you're drinking something, and you see a trash can and it's rolling everywhere. A, do you throw that can on top of there knowing it's just going to roll down on the ground, or you just hold on to that can that you can find somewhere to dispose of it somewhere else? Or
B.
I never throw trash anywhere except a can.
B.
Does it bother you to see these trash cans rolling over and wondering who are the people that know that can is full that keeps throwing stuff?
Yeah, they're the ones that.
LIV.
They're the ones
You
at
know,
the
they're-
gym
they're-
that throw
they're
their
the-
stuff everywhere.
Huh?
They're nasty at home.
Yeah.
That bothers
There's
me.
some
Not
dirty
seeing-
people in the country.
Not seeing the cans full, it just bothers me. Who are you that you threw something knowing it went on the ground? And it must have been some liberals out there in there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who really would not do that.
I wouldn't
I
do
would-
it.
I-
If
I
I
grew
see a
up with,
trash can roll over and I'm in town and they haven't had a chance to pick it up, I don't like throw it knowing it's going to hit the ground. I find somewhere else.
There would be some
See,
conservative
we're
oriented people that would just throw stuff out the car window without even thinking. So
Okay, I think I think
see that
Trump.
every
I
day,
think
too.
Trump should not sign a thing. I do not think he should enact a national emergency. I don't think he should. I think
you
he should. No, I think he should just sit up there and not sign
I would
anything.
just sit like this.
And I think the crack will be when your family member calls you that works in the government It says, hey, I have the letter. They're going to, they're going to foreclose on my house. I have the letter. Can I borrow enough to make my mortgage payment? Okay, because I want to say this. Not everybody has somebody to go to, and I want to be nice about it. And I say this from the bottom of my heart, really truthfully. Not everybody has somebody to go to, but we out here in the private sector, we have had economic turndowns where maybe we called a brother and said, "Can you help me with a car payment for 1 month?" Okay. We've done that, and nobody was trying to pass a bill on the floor to protect my car, protect my house. Okay, we've done that. Okay, we've had a situation where we called the power company and said, "Can you just hold on 10 more days in the private sector?" So today is the first day they don't get a check.
And they've also received
Period.
letters saying, this employee works for the government. They are shut down. Please be patient with them.
Exactly.
So they've already had, and if you call your mortgage or your car, and I've done it because I've had hard times, can you please wait? Can you do this? They're very, very understanding.
Candace, you're 100% right. So you take the letter that's been given to you, your debt, your people that are holding your debt, regardless if it's your car. I want to tell you something. Let me tell you, yesterday when I heard somebody say, "Well, I won't be able to pay my cell phone," well, I hate it for you,
Yeah.
But all that said, you're 100% right. Today is the first day they will not get a check. When they do, they will get the back pay. And if you handle it properly with your lenders, you're probably looking at a situation where somebody's going to work with you.
But doesn't this mirror what we've been talking about with trade? Tariffs in China and all that.
You're 100% right.
How much pain will people take before they scream?
They're already screaming about not being able to use their EBT cards.
And the mainstream media will have those people on front and center day and night.
Watching them
Hey,
cry.
I think this shutdown's a perfect time. I think it's a perfect time to expose us some things that we can maybe readjust. I think we need to redo the TSA.
Hey!
I think
Privatize.
I think what we do is we stretch out that EBT card and we find out the people in need. And I think this country is a charitable country, and people are charitable, and we're going to take care of the people in need. This country will. And I think we find them able-bodied with the EBT cards. I think we find them able-bodied.
There's already a move underfoot for that.
I need to hire people at our restaurant.
Exactly.
And come anytime to talk to me.
I got a question. Does anyone know if we're still sending money to Puerto Rico? Are we still sending money?
Yes,
Well,
we are.
our people aren't getting a check from today. Are we still sending all the
And we're sending it to Congress and the
$127
Senate,
billion
too.
dollars
Federal
aid, federal aid
Yes.
to all the countries? Is that still going out? And our people aren't getting a check.
Look, it's costing.
Can't you
I'm going to give the American people.
reallocate the money?
I'm going to give the American people the respect. And I say, I don't know how I'm coming across. I'm going to give them the chance to show how educated all the polls say they are. Okay, because the polls are
Or aren't.
the voters know. The voters, when they do, they break it down. The educated voters.
Yeah, white women, educated,
all that.
black women.
So I want to give the American people an opportunity to stop and say, this is costing at the bottom end this country $155 billion a year. It is a strain on our hospitals. It is a strain on our education system. These people do not know out there really how many local education systems are on the verge of collapse. They don't talk about it.
Hospitals, too.
Hospitals. Mm-hmm. But we have an enormous problem. It's $155 billion a year, and we're talking about 5.7 for border security.
It's like a dollar.
It's ludicrous.
Right? So the bottom line is I want to give the American people a chance to say, you know what? And I'll tell you what, we need workers. So if federal workers, I heard yesterday, some federal workers are getting so upset they're quitting. Great.
Good. Come
Great,
get
quit.
a real job.
Quit. Let's only put back 700,000. Let's lose 100,000, and there's jobs out here now. So it's a perfect time to be shut down for a while.
It's a good time to go look for something
I agree.
new.
But their union is going to stand up for them because all federal
All right.
workers have a
Got
union.
anything else on this subject? Because I got one that's going to light you all up.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
Let's go.
bring it,
I
fireman.
can't wait.
Have to take a quick drink.
That's
Hold
what
on a
you
second.
get paid for.
Nobody else chime in.
Zip it.
We got to do
No,
this.
you.
This
you
is for
pay attention.
you.
This is for you.
Oh, for
This
what?
bud's for you.
It's for
I want your
you.
reaction.
I'm ready. Are we on?
Yes.
But I thought we were on a break.
No. It's
Oh, geez.
You got a break when you were hired.
Wait, she's hired?
Like, that joke is old now. Serious. One season you've used that joke twice. All right, stop. Ready? Don't want anybody say a word. Is Ruth Bader Ginsburg still alive? Was that wrong?
No.
Was that
Yes.
wrong?
Now, barely.
Was it?
She's
Bruce said yes.
she's barely alive.
Barely.
They're giving her all kinds of drugs to prop her up. But
Are they doing the mirror under the nose test to see if it fogs up?
Oh, I think they're going.
I want to see her
There's a few
holding
lines
a
on there.
newspaper with today's date on it. That's what I want.
Oh yeah.
That's what he
Who
wants.
knows? But the thing is, she's not going to make it. 2
Moon
years.
landing will not
count.
be qualified. Landed on the moon. No, Ruth, wrong paper.
Hey, remember that shot on what's the movie where Hopkins goes in and his mom's still in the chair or something?
Oh,
and it's
and,
dead.
the
That's going to
Psycho.
be Ruth. I mean, they're going to keep her alive till 2020, and they're going to say, "Here she is." And
I'm not being mean. What say you?
About Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Yeah, I said if she's still alive, jokingly. We'll leave it at
I
that.
think she's going to suck it up as hard as she can, as long as she can, until she falls down, and then she'll be replaced.
She just did fall down. That's why.
She said she would do the job until she can't do it full steam.
That's right.
Her own words. So you define full steam.
Well, she's doing it by
we can
Skype
debate
right
a
now.
bunch of stuff like, get McCain or get this or that. That really gets into
Well,
the weeds.
I don't know about today. I've not checked this morning, but first time in, is it 32 years, 23, how long she's been on the bench?
33.
She didn't go to the opening
That she's
argument.
missed
Oral
3 days.
arguments.
Yeah.
3 days of
3 days of
oral,
oral
3 days in a row
arguments, yeah.
But I
of
mean-
oral argument. And whether we agree with her or disagree with her, she has had some spots removed from her lung, right?
Yes,
From
cancer.
lungs,
Cancer
right?
2 or 3
Malignant.
times.
Malignant spots.
tumors.
Okay, so she's had some tumors removed.
And she's had pancreatic cancer before.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Which is usually
and
never
if I'm right, just
beat.
no notes. She's 85. Is that correct?
And she
Yes.
said she thought she could go to 90 because
Right, she's
some other
85.
justice had gone
Now-
that long.
Somebody
I
on
want-
Facebook said glioblastoma, the thing that McCain
I
had.
want to say this.
I'm not sure McCain had
All right, I'm going to say it anyway.
it. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, ready? Hang on.
Brace
Yeah.
herself.
Got the filter ready?
I think the Democrats are so low. They are the lowest people. I mean, if you pick up a rug that Democrats are under, right there, that's how low they are.
Yeah.
The dirt is how
The
low
amoebas on
Nancy
the dirt.
Pelosi
I
and-
second
and,
that.
and Chuck Schumer are. Could she maybe expire, lack of a better way to put it, and Nancy and Chuck say, "Oh no, we're not ready for that crisis yet. We need 2 more weeks." Yeah, it could happen.
Oh yeah. You remember when
They're
Fidel
that
Castro
low.
was like
They
almost
don't
dead?
wanna- They don't want to mess up right now. They're that low.
They're gonna
I'm
use
telling
her
you.
death
You're hanging around with conspiracy theorists way too much.
That's how
Never
low
let
they
a good
are.
crisis go on.
Man, they don't have time for that because what happens if it comes out today that she retires and here they are trying to fight the border situation and next thing they know, Trump wins the day again. So who does Trump? I predict 2 weeks, Ruth has to go.
Really?
Yeah, 2 weeks. They're going to hang on for 2 weeks. I
That's
think.
encouraging.
I'm just saying that because they are talking about her retirement. Rumors are, and I don't like to use those because a lot of times rumors that come out of the White House are not true. But the rumors are that the White House is preparing for that possible. The rumors are that the White House is preparing for that possible Supreme Court pick. Right?
Confirmation battle.
Right. So that's the rumor right there. And Trump and Pelosi and Schumer need 2 more weeks on this crisis for the news cycle. They need 2 more weeks, and then they'll jump to the next one. So Ruth is 2 weeks away. That's my prediction. And who does Trump pick?
I don't have a clue.
Amy Barrett,
Yeah, I agree.
Is she the one that was
Maybe.
in the running last time?
I don't know.
Notre Dame,
Yes.
Yeah.
5
Yeah,
kids,
Notre Dame.
Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Boy, that'll be
Feinstein's
tough. That'll
already
be tough.
Well,
attacked
you
her.
know, she's a nice young woman with a nice
Are there
family,
any
so
Hispanic
she couldn't
women?
Be right.
In
I don't know,
the
but
quiver.
You do know. I don't know, but you do know that the last time. You do know the last time that
Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Trump is the one that said Amy Coney Barrett would be next. Did he not?
Correct.
Yeah,
So-
those were the two that ran neck and neck.
And that's actually my pick. I had her pick before.
That's
Kavanaugh.
who I thought would get it, just because
What
she's a
happens?
woman.
What happens in the interest of time? In 2 weeks, this guy. It's said to the nation that this guy's going to get his third. It's going to freak them out.
There's
His
going to be
third
there's going to be
Supreme Court. 3 on the Supreme Court going to come from
those
Donald
heads will be spinning unbelievably.
Exploding.
Let me tell you, there's something else coming up that's going to be at Donnybrook, and I think it's going to be Kavanaugh too. Is Bill Barr.
Barr.
You think Barr this week?
Regardless of what happened in the last time that he went, and he was, keep in mind when he when 41 nominated him, he went through, he sailed through.
Right.
I mean, nobody voted against him. It was totally nonpartisan. Now, it's going to be interesting to see and what their excuse is going to be. And it's going to come back to some of the comments that he made about the Mueller investigation.
Well, he thinks it's
Okay,
not
well,
a witch hunt.
let's put this into perspective.
So that's-
It's William Barr, right?
Yes.
Is that his name?
Yep.
And he is a former Attorney General for
41.
41.
2 years.
2 years, and he is the nominee for Attorney General, and confirmation starts this week. Now, so
He
let's
preceded Janet Reno.
right, but let's put this together, and then we'll just go down the line here. What do you make of Rosenstein retiring and leaving?
Oh,
But
Well-
what signals do you think that sends?
It's so convoluted because I go deep down in the thing, you know I do. So
Yeah.
is Rosenstein actually a white hat? Do the white hats have stuff on Rosenstein? So he has to. They're going to let him retire if he spills the beans. He may have already spilled the beans. I mean, I get all into that thing. So I think Rosenstein saw the writing on the wall. Number one. I don't know if they're actually going to indict him. He broke the law many times. He re-signed the FISA. He knew it. He colluded. I mean, shall I wear why? There's so much on him. I really don't know what's going to happen to him. If he's going to go to Gitmo or if he's going to turn and kind of slide in, kind of like Lindsay. You know, Lindsay
Slide in or slide out?
Well,
I think he's sliding
slide
out.
under the radar because he's going to give so much information.
I think he's running
I'm thinking.
scared, and that's
All
why
right,
he's
all
leaving.
right. So what? All right, okay. But
So that's
what say
complicated,
you, Rosenstein leaving?
I think it signals that the Mueller investigation is close to being over.
Because there's
Okay.
nothing.
I think it's going to. I think his leaving is dovetailing with that, and you know the storyline is that this position should have only been 2 years, and he's going on 2 years, and he wants to
Yeah,
give.
that's the story.
The storyline. He wants to give Bill Barr a clean slate when he comes in.
I think you're right because I do know when Jeff Sessions recused himself that Rosenstein was the one that was the lead on that came from his
Right.
office. So I don't think he would leave knowing and giving that to somebody else. So even though Whitaker has it, but Rosenstein I don't think would leave if he felt that Mueller wasn't wrapping up. So you feel he's wrapping
Well,
up?
the courts already gave Whitaker the green light to
serve. To do it, not have to recuse himself.
and not have to recuse
But
himself. Yeah,
in Rosenstein, you think he's leaving because Mueller's wrapped up?
I think so.
All right, what say you?
I think that it's because, first of all, I sort of felt like Jeff Sessions went in there to destroy something on himself or other people he knew, and they both had plenty of time to destroy any evidence that might be incriminating to them. And
You
that
think Jeff Sessions wanted to destroy evidence against himself?
I think so. Because
Wow.
of what purpose was Jeff Sessions?
I think you're going to find out, and it might not be that.
Well, I'd love to hear
All right,
good on
okay,
him,
I'm
but
with
I
you.
right
Yeah, I'm
now
just-
I feel bad on him because I feel like he was the original mole in the campaign, and I feel like that they were destroying evidence. They probably destroyed all they need to now. Rosenstein feels like he's going to get caught at something he's done, so he's like, "Bye, kids, I'm out of here." I think that they're all guilty of sin, and the writing's coming up on the wall, and they're trying to get out. And I don't think anybody will get indicted for anything the way things are going now. It just seems like everybody that's done horrible, awful, treasonous things have gotten away with it, and I just don't know that that's going to change.
It is.
Writing on the
Okay,
wall.
I'm going to go.
New team coming in. nothing new is coming out, the Mueller thing, or, it's going to wrap up soon. So, all the above. Who knows?
Well, the thing is there was a letter sent out, and I don't know, the United States Attorney Huber, okay?
John Huber.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Well,
two people I want to know. I want to know where Ginsburg is, and I want to know where Huber is.
And Huber, they asked for a special counsel. The Department of Justice rejected the special counsel, but said they would assign Huber out in Salt Lake City. And I had Congressman Doug Collins on 2 days ago, or yesterday morning?
Yesterday.
Just yesterday. Congressman Doug Collins was on yesterday morning, and he said, well, because they sent a letter, Congressman Collins, Mark Meadows, and
Jim Jordan.
Jordan sent a letter demanding, where are you at in reviewing all this? He didn't show up. Huber didn't show up in December. And Collins said yesterday, hey, they thought they were going to kick the can out to Utah and we'd all forget about it. So I don't know. What do you make of with a couple minutes, because we want to get your final subject, or winners or losers, or however you want to use your time. But what do you think of Cohen now going to Elijah Cummings for the House
Judiciary?
No, oversight.
Excuse me.
Elijah Cummings is going to bring Michael Cohen in next week to do a show in front of the
That's going to be
American
just
people.
a dog and pony
show.
Yeah, dog and pony.
Yeah, Elijah's never seen an expose kind of hearing he could resist, so they're just going to try to drag Trump through the mud.
That's just
That's all it is.
Last
it's just
ditch
muckraker.
effort.
No big deal in my mind.
Yeah.
Are you of the belief that some things are getting ready to be exposed?
I'm of the belief things are happening that is not publicized. There are 3 or 4
I'm with you. I agree
people
with
that I believe and have listened to for 2 years for sure. And I believe things are happening right now.
Because I think it's interesting, and I know you will too. And I still think it's interesting.
Will the rest of us?
We don't know about you. I still think it's interesting.
We don't know about you.
Lindsey Graham is the Lindsey Graham he is now.
Hello. That's
I do think that's interesting.
That
It's
is
still
like
interesting.
one big 3.
It is.
Yeah, but he's depressed.
And I think it's interesting that he is now going to lead the Justice Department, not Justice Department, the Judicial Committee on the Senate. And I asked Collins yesterday if he felt that that's Doug Collins' counterpart. Doug Collins is the ranking member in the House, but Graham is the so the House is kicking a lot of their stuff over to Lindsey to run with. I asked him yesterday if he felt Lindsey would. He feels that they will. And now the guy that's the head of the Judicial Committee in the Senate is encouraging Trump to go with the national emergency, which is using some powers, and it's coming from Lindsey Graham, and that's interesting to me. It just is. There's some things out there that
I don't know if I
people
trust
need to,
them.
I think he's got it.
I hated Lindsey Graham. I didn't want
always
to hear
thought he
that
was a
man talk,
wuss.
but I'm telling you, he turned like 180 like kaboom,
Yeah.
and there's a reason for that. It didn't just, oh gosh.
My
I
best
was
friend's
wrong.
dead. I've got to
Come
change the
on, he
course
had
of
an
my life.
epiphany.
Well,
or 3.
He had
All right,
more
I
than
gotta
an
say,
epiphany, I'll tell you that.
You got to stay on schedule. It's 9:20 because I do have some guests and some other guests. And
But none
You
is
didn't
im-
tell us you had guests.
None as important
All right.
as
I
us.
have to stay on schedule. So, final thoughts, winners or losers, Bruce. If there's I always want to leave maybe that 10-minute window where if there's a subject we didn't cover.
I just wanted to throw out, the interesting group of Dems that are lining up to run in 2020. Not all of them are confirmed, but there's a bunch of them. Let's read them off. Liawatha.
That was so good. I haven't heard
I
Lyle
know
Walker.
you didn't go with Lyle.
Lyle.
Kamala Harris, Spartacus Booker, Eric Swalwell. He's a California guy.
As soon as Beto gets out of the
Beto.
Oh, gee, did you see that?
Julian Castro, Bernie, of course, is going to be around. Guy Merkley out of Oregon, don't know who he is. Sherrod Brown out of Ohio. Delaney, formerly in Maryland, and Joe Biden hanging out in the winds.
Biden. They say
Joe.
he's leading the pack. That is the most.
He is so confident.
It's an
Let him
interesting
push
group
him
so
right
far.
out there.
It's
That'd
an
be
interesting
great.
group so far.
What was the very first thing that time at Joe Biden? What was the first thing that kicked him out of running for president the first time he ran?
He was the king of jelly beans.
I don't know. I mean,
Plagiarism.
Oh,
yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, he's such an
Is that your
honorable-
Tom Winter's a little bit? That's your subject?
yeah. I just thought, people might like to talk about
I will
that.
tell you why you're on that subject. You got to pay attention to Tom Steyer. Okay, Tom Steyer made a commitment this past week to spend $40 million to impeach Donald Trump. $40 million.
Yeah, and pulled his hat out of the ring because they were talking about him.
You got
But there's
there's
a key piece that's
you
missing
got
there.
pull his hat. You're 100%
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Because when Tom Steyer went on ABC back in November or whatever, and he did an interview with George Stephanopoulos or one of them, Chuck Todd, he said he was considering running for office, but he had 5 points. And if he found a candidate that met his 5 points, go Google that he would not run for office. So my interest is, who is Tom Steyer's candidate?
Who is he supporting and who did he
Who is he
align with?
The one I didn't mention though was Michael Bloomberg too. He's a possible, and he's got Boku money.
Okay, Candace, a subject we didn't hit, winner, loser, whatever you
Well,
want.
my winners are Brian Colfage, we spoke of it earlier, did the GoFundMe for the wall and has raised almost $20 million. He went to Washington, D.C. to collect the dollar that Pelosi said she would give for the wall. And, of course, she wouldn't see him. She sent aides out to patronize him. This is a veteran that is a triple amputee, and it'd be the least you could do to speak with the man and give him his doggone dollar. But the real winner is Ben Bergquam of Fresno. He's a conservative. He objected to the inauguration of the new California governor who's married to his partner, not his wife or his spouse or anything else, Gavin Newsom, citing blood on Newsom's hands for Ronald Singh's murder and that he had already broken his oath, which is to protect the country from enemies, foreign and domestic. Of course, nobody paid attention to him. But
Rush gave him
Rush
10
gave
minutes.
him, I heard
10
that.
minutes.
I heard that. And he's right. This, the
is,
whole
on
thing
that
that he
show.
said is right. And the top winner has to be President Trump for standing up to Pelosi and the pressure of the Democrats. Now, for the loser, and this is this kind of loser, ex-Governor Jerry Brown, who thinks that sanctuary city policies have had little to nothing to do with the murder of the police officer Ronald Singh. Nancy Pelosi, who's always our favorite loser, showing what kind of America she is for by favoring illegals and foreign people, that she would rather do things for them rather than protect the people of the United States. And for the blood on her hands for Pierce Corcoran, who was just killed this last month in Tennessee. And of course, Chuck Schumer is the ultimate loser because Nancy has confiscated his man card and won't give it back. Drop the mic.
I don't want to comment on that manhood thing.
Well, no, thank you.
Losers. The Coastal Twins, Bill de Blasio and Gavin Newsom.
Medicare for all.
Gavin Newsom. Their social programs that they want to implement, giving health care to all. And de Blasio coming out and saying that he's going to do a nationwide tour because there's a national crisis currently because people don't have 2 weeks paid vacation. That is just insanity. My winner of the week is Pompeo for the great speech he gave.
Absolutely.
In Saudi Arabia, and he excoriated the previous administration.
Absolutely did.
That's my winner of the week.
Good pick. Good
Yeah.
pick. I like that.
And moi? Okay. People who watch this regularly know, periodically I wear this. And why I wear this is when I feel particularly patriotic or something to do with what's going on. And now I'm wearing it today because it seems like 2 weeks ago it was the worst you could get. It was scary. 4 weeks ago it was scary. What are we going to do? 16 was scary. Now it's really scary. And so we have to stay together. We have to stick together. We cannot back down. We cannot get complacent. We have to talk to our neighbors. We have to keep up the movement, keep up the plan. Where we go one, we go all. God bless America.
Amen.
Giddy up.
Can I do quick winner and loser? Because I didn't know.
Yes, you can,
Okay.
sir.
Loser to me was Jim Acosta standing in front of the wall, like you said. I mean, he's trying so hard to
That's
make it
this
a big
loser.
thing. But the winner is Tim Tebow. He just got engaged to
Yeah,
Miss
the beautiful
Universe
girl.
of
Oh, he
2017.
did.
A really nice lady with a very funny name, Demi Lee
And a very
Nell
big ring,
Peters.
7.25 carats.
And
Yeah.
it's internally
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
perfect,
South
like
African,
her.
and he said I was only going to find a girl that really loved Jesus as much as me, and he did.
Well, praise the Lord. I'm glad he did.
Okay,
She's South African.
I want
South
to
African.
thank, I want,
He,
want to thank
he
all
had
of
to
you,
import.
all of you for your in-depth discussion, and it's just that. And I know they appreciate it out there because you guys do have some in-depth discussion. We got some different things. We got some different things. We look at. We look at some things different, but at the end, we're able to understand what we're trying to accomplish. And I will say this, you know, when you talk about Democrats and Republicans, let's just say 1960, okay? And let's say we had a southern border crisis in 1960, and we had a southern border crossing problem, and we had a major fight between Democrats and Republicans in 1960 about this crisis on our southern border. The argument would be where they felt they needed to build the wall first.
Right.
That's the difference. Okay? Democrats would say we need to protect this first. Republicans would say we need to protect this first. But in my heart, I want to say both of them would be arguing not whether we need to protect the country, where we needed to do it first. Okay? And that would be the difference. So that is where we've gone. There's no such thing as these bipartisan moments that you long for or hope will happen. My winner, my loser is the American people and the institution, if that's what I want to call it, of the floor of the House of Representatives, where the new Democrats came into power, and the new House rules have been changed, and they now allow what's called religious head covering. That's disturbed me so bad. One, yes, it's Muslim religious head covering. And two, not to make a joke, but I certainly hope somebody doesn't walk in with Mickey Mouse ears and say, we started a Mickey Mouse religion last week, because that possibly could happen, as silly as it sounds. But that has bothered me so much, that one thing alone of changing the House rules to where you can allow head covering.
But what about, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the 1953 law that says Muslims cannot hold public office in the United States?
Ignored.
Second,
Yeah.
second,
Bring it up now and you'll get shot.
Yeah, really.
second, building on what Candace said, because I host the show, I get 3. Second, it's very disturbing to me what an oath
Like
is,
Trump gets 2
because
scoops.
Rick brought up, what Rush brought up, what Gavin Newsom, the new governor, did not keep an oath. The oath in the United States of America is useless. You cannot place your hand on the Quran and say you're going to uphold the Constitution of the United States. Not possible.
Nope.
And Sinema out there in Arizona, because she is probably the most pro-abortion and she does not identify with any religion, that's her business, took her oath on the Constitution and nothing else. Folks, we got some bigger problems, but I tell you what we do have. My winner is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is 19 years old. He took all the pressure, all the heat. I had an opportunity, you're tired of hearing of it, I had an opportunity to watch that young man play high school football down in Cartersville 3 times in his career on the sideline. I knew that day, the 3 times I was able to watch him in high school, that I was watching something that was just amazing. And the way he handled himself the other night in the national championship game was just amazing. Trevor Lawrence, 19 years old, true freshman. Way to go. Georgia might not have been in it, but a Georgia boy took it home. That's all I got. You guys have a nice week.
Okay.
I've got North Georgia Senior Living. You want to stay with us? North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall, right after these messages.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Hey folks, we're back and we're Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Beautiful Friday morning, a little cold. Right,
but
Jesse?
it's sunshine.
Thank you.
I'm not going to complain.
We're not going to complain. Not going to complain. So keep saying that. Okay,
I'd be okay with a little snow too. I'm just saying.
Easy already. Let's get into it. It's a little snow. Oh, all right. I'm your host, BKP. We're Circuit World, and it is time for North Georgia Senior Living with Jessie Barton, Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall and LJ, and she has brought a guest with us, and we have joining us, we're happy to have Megan Jones. She's the director of the Fannin Regional Physical Therapy Department, and we're going to talk about staying active as we age, how important that is. Megan, how are you? Glad to have you with us.
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we've introduced your guest, but talk a little bit about the subject and why it's so important and why we brought Megan here with us today.
Sure. So we're kind of continuing that resolution, anti-resolution, if you're us, story for the rest of the month. And so a lot of times we may make a resolution to get fit or to increase movement, to be active, have an exercise program, and we may not know where to start. And then the other flip side of that is we may be aging, and I had a resident who was in her 90s, would go out and walk. Even if it was just a few feet, she'd do that back and forth. Even if it was cold outside, raining, she'd get to a covered area. And so I asked her, Miss Jewel, why do you walk even when it's so cold outside, even when it's raining? And she said, because if you stop, you're done.
If you stop, you're done.
Yeah.
Megan, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So what a better way than to have Megan, who does physical therapy. She understands the importance of staying active as we age and how that can affect our aging process.
Megan, we have that a lot in our Ask the Doc segment on Fridays, and we do discuss motion. How important is it to keep that activity as you age and maybe more as you get older or whatever? Just break that down for us, the importance of that.
Well, it's extremely important. Just like Jesse said, if you stop, you don't gain it back. So one of the leading causes of death in the United States is the sedentary lifestyle. So if you get active, it helps many, many components. It helps your cardiovascular, it helps your respiratory, it helps your joint, your bones. It decreases your fall risk. And so the more active you are, the longer you're going to live, the healthier you're going to be, and the more independent and functional you'll be, and the quality of life is much better. So physical activity is very, very important, highly important.
Well, let me ask you this: when you are younger and you're active, there may not be a lot of concern on what kind of exercise or what you do, but as you age, you need to stay active. But it's probably important also. You could be hurting yourself if your activity is not. It could hurt you So you need to work with somebody sometimes to make sure you're not harming yourself as you age, but staying active. Could you highlight some of that?
Yeah, so some of the components as you get older and you're aging that you want to address with being active is you want an aerobic component, and that could be in the form of walking, stair climbing, dancing, swimming, and you also want a strengthening and weight component, so you're addressing your muscle mass, your bone density. You want a balance component because as we do age, our balance gets challenged, so this is a balance component to make sure you're mobile and that you're not going to fall. And so by having a wellness coach or a trainer, you really have someone tailoring a program for you. And so they take your whole background, your whole medical history, your cardiovascular, your pulmonary, your comorbidities, and they can create something for you. They can see if you have arthritis or back pain or a Parkinson's or any kind of health issue, and they can create a program that's designed just for you. So you stay active, but you don't create damage or trauma. So it's very important. So excuses saying, well, my knees hurt or my back hurts, I can't do anything. Well, there's always something that you can do. There's always a component that we can find something for everyone that should eliminate some of the pain and be safe and benefit. So it's very important.
So as we age, and that's what we try to do here on North Georgia Senior Living here with Jesse Barton, the Community Relations Director at Cameron Halls, we try to talk about things as we age. Staying active is important, and what you're saying this morning is, maybe throughout your life you've had some surgeries, maybe you've had the knee replacement, maybe you've had some arthritis, but you say, hey, you know what, we can fit something in, or we can design something where you can stay active.
Yes.
Because I know, and I have been up to Fannin Regional, your physical therapy there, and if you go in, and I don't want to call it a consultation, I don't want to misrepresent it, but if you go in with one of your professionals and you lay out all the surgeries, or you say, I'm this age and this bothers me and that bothers me, you can help keep motion, activity, and tailor it to where they're at their age at that time in life. I mean, I'm stumbling over that, but that's very important, is it not?
It is very important. And so it is kind of a consultation, whether you come for physical therapy or for our wellness program with our exercise physiologist. We do that. Each one of us will address your medical. We'll take range of motion. We'll take your vitals. We'll take your strength. So we'll really get a detailed picture of what you are at that moment, and then create you a program. And so we have a lot of equipment, cardio equipment, that's designed to protect your back. So you're sitting, it's designed to take weight off your knees and your ankles and your joints. So you're getting cardio that's in a weight-bearing, reduced position. We've got strengthening that's very safe, very ergonomic, and should help with, should you have shoulder problems, knee problems. We got a balance machine that we can put you in a safe environment and test your balance and work on your balance. So there's not much that we cannot do short of a swimming pool. But it's awesome.
One last thing, and not to cut you out here. We know you're still here, okay? But
just hanging out.
Just asking all my questions because they're important.
Well, I know you've got some concerns.
Well, no. One other thing that I want to ask that I hear is activity as you age, motion and activity as you age actually does contribute to lifespan. Mm-hmm. Does it not?
It does. It contributes to lifespan, quality of life, and independence. So the more mobile you are, the more independent you are, the more you're out doing stuff for yourself, and you should live longer. If you stay on the couch and do not do anything, you're going to have more comorbidities, diabetes, heart problems, and then so your quality of life and your health goes down.
Is it just me, and why do I feel every week people are talking directly to me? Is it me? Are we live? Am I asking you this live? Is it just me?
She never even said, she never directed it straightly to you.
Oh.
Are you having some guilt feelings? Do we need to turn this into a therapy session?
Maybe. We'll have to talk about it. I want to thank Megan Jones, the Director of Fannin Regional Physical Therapy, today for being with us and discussing the importance of activity and motion as we age. And I want to thank you so much because you answered so many questions for us that we needed to get out there. Jesse Barton, Community Relations Director with Cameron Hall. You can get in touch with Jesse there. Jesse, I thank you very much. And is there anything we want to cover before we close today that we haven't?
Well, I think Megan just made some great points. We've had some folks that have been sedentary. They sit and watch TV because they really don't have anything else to do. That's just the easiest thing to occupy them when the caregiver's there. And you don't think about, as we age, we take for granted that we can lift that microphone to put it up. We take for granted that we can stand straight up and walk out that door. So these folks that are more sedentary, so if you've got a loved one that's in your area or that you're taking care of, make sure they're getting up and moving, maybe even call Megan and do a wellness program, because what happens is then we suddenly can't even take our own shower. We can't wash our hair because we've lost the muscle mass in our arms. We can't stand up and do our own things. So it's not just being about physically fit and attractive. It's about everyday life. So call Megan, set up a wellness program. We can go set up a wellness. Maybe we should do that. We'll do a Fetch Your News North Georgia Senior Living Wellness.
Okay.
Did I go a little too far there?
No, you're okay. You're okay. You're fine. But I do want to say this. My personal recommendation is, work with a professional. All right, and I'm not being derogatory on joining your local fitness center. I would not do that at all. But at least, in the aging process, work with a professional so you don't hurt yourself. Exercise. You need to exercise, but you can be exercising wrong. Correct?
Correct.
So that's very important. And I think I have an appointment up there in about an hour. Quit your smiling, young lady. Okay.
I should go with you. That's why I wear big clothes, is that I hide the rolls.
Megan, again, thank you very much, and I do recommend contacting Jesse Barton, Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall in Ellijay, with any of your questions. If it may be something at this time in life you want to discuss, assisted living, or a family member you want to talk about, that's what Jesse does. I appreciate her. And also, you're welcome to get in touch with Megan up at Fannin Regional Hospital for a physical wellness meeting and see what direction you may need to go in with activity. Ladies, I appreciate you very much. Don't forget, you can find these segments broken out here on FYN TV, Fetch Your News YouTube channel. It's under the playlist there. You find North Georgia Senior Living under the playlist there, and you can share these with your friends. We're going to take a break, and I'm sorry, ladies, the star's coming. I don't like to upset you, but the star, we always wait.
So distracted.
The pet of the week is on the way from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge, right on the other side of these commercials. Come back soon and join again and visit us, Megan. Take us to break there, Josh.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Who's the pooch today? Oh, this is bad. You're wrong. Who's the pooch?
That's Ziva. This is Ziva. She's about 4 months old.
Who is the pooch? Who is the pooch? Tell us. Check chops. Let me check.
Ziva's about 4 months old. She's a lab terrier mix. Maybe she's. We believe she's not going to be a huge dog. Probably medium size. She was found in front of Walmart, so she was.
No scratch belly.
Owner surrender.
Scratch a bit.
But she's a sweet dog. Of course, she has not been spayed yet. Probably next month when she's 5 months old.
Ain't no fleas
she plays
on
with
me.
all of the
She
big
does that
dogs.
commercial. Ain't no fleas on me. Ain't no fleas on me.
It's probably a good thing.
Where's it? Let's see. Where you at?
This
Where
is
you
a
at?
beautiful couch.
Oh, I gotta get straight here. No, you don't have to go anywhere.
But anyway, she plays with the big dogs, so she can hold her own.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Talk to them out there.
She's obviously looking for her home, and she has a lot of love, and she has a lot of energy. She rode well in the truck. She was a little nervous, so she just stayed in the back seat. But she walks well on a leash, and come on out and see her. She's looking for a home, and she's, as you can tell, she's a cutie. She gives kisses. Did you get any kisses yet? She wags her tail all the time. Say, give me a kiss. Give me kisses. She's interested.
Okay, what is your name?
Ziva.
What?
Ziva, like
Ziva.
NCIS. You ever watch NCIS?
No.
Ziva? Oh.
Okay,
You watch
go over
NCIS?
here.
Okay. He has.
Go over here. I can't take you home. Now, every time I go home on Fridays, my dogs, it takes 20 minutes. Ziva.
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 Z-I-V-A. Ziva. Yes. Give kiss. Give him kiss. Eat his ear. Bite his
Now,
ear.
how old is Ziva?
4 months.
Ziva is 4 months, and she's found where?
She was found in front of Walmart.
Oh,
But
you're
she's
a
fine.
beauty.
She was fine then. She's fine now.
You're a beauty.
She plays with all the big dogs, so you actually can take her home because she'll play with your big dogs.
I think family. I mean, just about anything.
Kids. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Dogs.
Ziva's ready.
Obviously,
to...
we don't know the cats, but she's very friendly with just about anything she meets. She has a lot of energy, and she was playing with Daytona until
Sorry, folks, I can't.
Daytona
What?
has been adopted.
Oh, well, good.
She would have been with us 2 years come March, and she found her home. One of our great volunteers took her home, wanted to bring Daytona home, so we found Ziva someone else to play with. Who was
Ziva, how are you? Would you like to find a forever home today? Don't ignore me. Ziva.
She says, I'm done with you, huh?
Ziva, would you like to find a forever home? This beautiful pup is 4 months old, and you can find Ziva at the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. And don't forget, that's humanesocietyofblueridge.org. Find Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Also, the Facebook page, Humane Society of Blue Ridge Facebook page, on the website and the Facebook page. All of these beautiful pets, their pictures are on there. Their profile, we have a profile on them. They're we just write up a profile, what we know about them. And all right already. And they do have a list of several dogs and cats out there at the Humane Society. Don't forget, they always are in need of volunteers, so if you'd like to spend some time with these beautiful animals as volunteers, they would love to have you out there. And also, let's help find Ziva her forever home.
She likes you.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Come here, good girl.
So Ziva, Ziva's 4 months old.
4 months old,
and right now we are able to tell she is a lab mix. She's not going to be that big.
No, no. She maybe medium, 40, 50 pounds. Of course, I have an 85-pound dog, so that's big to me. So 50 pounds is medium to me.
Ziva's a beautiful pet. What else is going on out there? Anything we need to know?
We have 2 other puppies. They're being moved over to General Pop today. So that would make 3 puppies that we have all together. We've got Bella. I haven't brought her yet. She's a bigger black lab. Ryder's still there. Zoe and Stormy haven't made it here yet. Jinx and Juno are still with us. And Nico. Nico is looking for his home. But and of course we have the cats and kittens. So just come on out and see everything that we have out there, and see if you can call a dog or a cat companion for your house. She likes you.
Folks, the Humane Society of Blue Ridge has an intake process that they guarantee when you adopt your forever pet, cat or dog, that's okay. When you adopt your forever pet here, that it's disease-free, spayed and neutered, and chipped. That comes with the adoption.
Yes.
The animals are available to adopt once they're spayed and neutered. If they're not old enough, you could foster to adopt.
That's correct.
I got that right this
That's
week.
correct.
If they're pups and you go out there and you find the pup that you just love and want to take home, you can foster to adopt, meaning you have to return when it's time to spay and neuter the animal. I got all that right?
Yep. Foster to adopt until they're spayed and neutered, and then the adoption process is complete. But we do the foster to adopt so that you can take a puppy like Ziva home, and you can start your own training, and so you don't get them when they're too old. After they're, when they're too old from a puppy, but you can start training right away. And we do foster to adopt to assure that pets get spayed and neutered.
Folks, schedule your meet and greet today if you have other pets at home and children that you need to schedule a meet and greet. Come out and meet these great pooches. What now? All of a sudden, boo, 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 do, do, do. We'll dance after the show. Meet these great.
She's a lot of fun.
Humane Society of BlueRidge.org. Humane Society of Blue Ridge Facebook page. Let's find Ziva. Let's find Ziva, her forever home. Hang on there, Poochie. Ready? Hang on. So I got to go. As you can see, I'm busy. All right? Let's find this beautiful pet a forever home today. You got your hands full with this.
Yes,
one.
yes, yes.
We'll see you Monday morning back in the office, 8 a.m. Monday morning, we'll be right back there, so don't miss it. You have a beautiful weekend. Come to North Georgia and visit us. It's a beautiful, beautiful weather up here. It's not cold. Come on up and join us. I'm out Monday at 8. Ziva, keep you cool. Later, Josh. We just got to go, Josh, because Ziva's not going to.